As someone who recalls sitting watching Lee Majors as the Fall Guy on TV as a kid, it's a show that I wanted to watch simply because Lee Majors had already become an icon via the $6 Million Man. As well as being a fan of pretty much all of director David Leitch's output to date, it's safe to say that I was quite looking forward to this film. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt being cast as the leads was just the icing on the cake, really. Gosling plays Colt Seavers, a stuntman who works as a double for the famous action star Tom Ryder, played marvellously by Aaron Taylor-Johnson. When a stunt goes wrong, injuring Seavers, he retreats from the industry and takes a job as a valet, abandoning his blossoming relationship with camera operator Jody Marino, played by Blunt. However, 18 months later, he's contacted by producer Gail Meyer, played by Hannah Waddingham, who tells him that Jody wants him to work on her directorial debut action film, drawing him back into the stunt world. But with the lead actor Ryder missing, it appears that Colt has been recruited to body double for him and also to find out where the star has gone. As you'd expect from a film set within the industry, there's a lot of meta references and jokes at play throughout, from slyly commenting on cinematic conventions such as split-screen phone conversations, to discussions about third acts that aren't written until midway through shooting. In addition, there's a huge focus on stunts and the unrecognised work that the performers do to make the superstars look great on screen, which allows Leitch to really go to town with the action set pieces throughout, which, impressively, consists of a large number of physical stunts, avoiding overuse of CGI. Gosling shines as Seavers, bringing a charm and grace to the part, as well as a deftness to comic pratfalls and slapstick, coupled with a dynamic energy when the moment calls for it. He and Blunt play well together, with a rapport between the pair selling their attraction to each other, and also allowing for some amusing exchanges when the pair are reunited after 18 months apart. Taylor-Johnson as Ryder is all ego and insistence on being the king of stunts, who performs all his own work, coming over as an amalgamation of a few A-list action stars of prominence. And the actor is having as much fun here as he appeared to be having when he last worked with Leitch on Bullet Train. Rounding off the key cast, Waddingham is glorious on screen as a manipulative producer who's trying her best to hold a struggling production together by any means necessary. Action, comedy, and romance fuse together to create a wonderful big screen adventure and a strong update of an old TV series. The end credits are accompanied by some behind-the-scenes footage of the various physical stunts that were performed and the actual stunt teams who perform them, paying a wonderful tribute to those unknown folk who make our stars look so fine. This all rounds off to be a fun film about a stuntman that is also a respectful tribute to stunt performers worldwide. Rose Glass's debut film, St. Maud, was one of my top picks for the year that it came out back in 2020. Her style and approach to what was otherwise a particularly typical horror film lifted that movie beyond its tropish elements to something a lot more thought-provoking, horrifying, and indeed shocking. With Love Lies Bleeding, Glass moves away from direct horror and instead throws us into romantic thriller territory with a film that focuses on Lou, played by Kristen Stewart, who's a reclusive gym manager with a dark secret past who falls for the ambitious bodybuilder Jackie, played by Katie O'Brien, setting off a chain of events that leads to dead bodies and dark truths being uncovered. Feeling somewhat similar to the more darker Coen Brothers films, this is a film populated by grotesque characters throughout, all tucked away in a grotty trailer trash locale where everyone holds some dark secrets. Lou's brother-in-law, JJ, played by Dave Franco, is an abusive husband, whilst her estranged father, Ed Harris, appears to have some connection to the criminal empire of the area, and the pair share a history that she wishes to escape from, only remaining in that small community to protect her sister from JJ. But Jackie brings strength physically, which lets Lou grow stronger mentally, but also she brings with her a burdening rage, as her own past demons play on her mind and threaten to upset the status quo around the pair. Things get beautiful, then they get bloody, then they get surreal throughout the course of the film. And as the film moves into the final act, some of the visual stylistic choices that Glass makes may alienate some general audiences, with the events shifting from brutal realism to almost surreal fantasy. But those who connected with a similarly otherworldly approach of fantasy that was conveyed in St. Maud will find things uncomfortably familiar. Glass also gets some fantastic performances out of her stars. Ed Harris, sporting one of the most bizarrely sinister hairstyles ever seen in film, delivers snarls and absolute menace in every word uttered from his mouth. Stewart is captivating and fiery as Lou, putting to bed any and all criticisms for those who still claim that she can't manage an emotional range. Here, she gets to show it all, and boy, does she deliver. O'Brien is physical power and beauty personified, with a gentle and reserved nature that contrasts against her physicality, and Glass makes us immediately see the attraction that Lou has for her, making us, as an audience, also fall in love with her entirely. This is a solid second outing for Glass, who has now risen to the top of my list of directors that I will continue to look forward to seeing more from. Love Lies Bleeding may not be to everybody's liking, but if you want another play on familiar themes, given a fresh and sometimes surreal lick of paint, this is certainly one to watch.